Hey everybody, it's John Burrow from Mammoth Interactive, and 2019 is going to be the year that you learn how to code. In this Kickstarter, we're going to show people how to build their own education apps from scratch. If you don't already know, the app market is projected to be $188 billion in 2020. This is a fantastic opportunity for you. So why should you produce education apps? Well, education apps are very easy to produce, they have a niche but are very profitable in the marketplace, and they actually help people that need help. My name is John Burrow. I've been coding since 1997 and teaching since 2002. When I was a teacher, I would make each of my students a custom lesson plan, and that really helped them. When my wife and I had a kid, I said to myself, well, I can just easily make them an app that will help them learn. And this is, of course, I know how to code, and I've been a teacher for so long. But then it hit me, not every parent knows how to do this. Because I'm an entrepreneur and because I know how to code, I can use my spare time to make money. I can make an app for my kid with something of her interests and to teach them something that they need to know. This Kickstarter is perfect for the stay-at-home parent. If you want to use your time to make your kids smarter and make money, this Kickstarter is for you. So how does this Kickstarter help you make your kids smarter and make you more money at the same time? This Kickstarter has 5 levels. The first level will show you the theory behind the technology and the theory behind all the education apps. It might sound simple to make a simple app for your kid, but there's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it. After being a teacher and a coder for many years, I can show you the secrets that nobody else has. Mammoth Interactive is all about efficiency. We want to show you the easiest path to success no matter what technology it is. We do lots of work behind the scenes to make sure that this happens. So the first technology that we're going to learn is in level 2. Level 2, we're going to be making a game in Construct 3. Now, if you don't already know, I've been a huge Construct 3 supporter. Construct 3 is a non-coding game engine where you can make games without coding. It sounds almost too good to be true, but Construct 3 is probably one of the best game engines out there. The best part about Construct 3 is that you don't need to install anything, you just make it in your browser. In this level, I'll show you how to make a quick game in Construct 3, and the best part about Construct 3 is you can deploy it to Steam, the App Store, and even the Xbox. The last thing that I'm going to show you in this level is how to build an AI algorithm to help your kids learn better. In the third level, we're going to be making a game in Unity. Now, Unity is a 2D and 3D game engine, and Unity is the most popular indie engine out there. In fact, there are some statistics out there that suggest that half of the games that are on the App Store are made with Unity. Unity is so popular that we had to include it in this Kickstarter. Unity is a very robust game engine, and it's a little bit harder to use than Construct 3. However, it's not that difficult. Game development used to be very difficult, and Unity was one of the first engines to make it very easy. You do have to code in Unity, but our instructor, Glauco Pires, is a master at teaching people how to code. In this level, we're going to show you how to make a math game, and as usual, we're going to add in some AI to make that game smarter. In the fourth level, we're going to be using an app development environment called Flutter. Now, if you don't already know, making an app and making a game are two different kinds of ideas, and we're going to be talking about that in the first level. I had to include Flutter because Flutter is probably one of the best new development environments to come out this year. Flutter is cross-platform, meaning that you can deploy for both iPhone and Android. If you don't know, usually you have to make an app in Xcode and Android Studio, and that's 2 times. You have to make the app 2 times, but Flutter you can do it once. In level 5, we're going to show you how to make flat design images in Adobe Illustrator. Mammoth Interactive is famous for showing people how to code a game, build the art assets, whether it's in Adobe Illustrator or Blender, and then finish off the game. We're the only tutorial company that does it this way, and this gives the student a holistic approach to game development. And a lot of students who do take our courses are better off in the future because they know the entire process. So why do we do this in the first place? Well, oftentimes people will drag assets from here and there, but if you do that, your game or your app is not unique anymore. And it's actually easier to learn a new skill and do the art assets yourself. So that's why we're making an Adobe Illustrator portion to this Kickstarter using flat design. If you don't know what flat design is an aesthetic that is easy to produce and is visually appealing. It's because of this duality of both being easy to produce and aesthetically pleasing that we're putting it in this Kickstarter. Flat design is so easy that pretty much anybody can do it. And when you're making your app or your game, you can just use your talents to make the art immediately instead of pulling off assets here and there. When you make a game or make an app, you want to have an aesthetic that works. And this is the #1 thing that I see beginners get wrong almost every single time. They pull art assets from everywhere and the aesthetics clash, and thus it looks very amateurish. If you make everything flat design, the aesthetics are all taken care of. It doesn't matter what media you're consuming, whether it's a movie or an animation or a video game. There are people within that production process that have to keep the aesthetic consistent. It's a job, and they talk about this all the time in those production meetings. By using flat design, you can just pick an aesthetic that works and is easy to produce. So if you're a stay-at-home parent and want to make education apps for your kids, this Kickstarter is for you. If you just want to make education apps to help out other people or other kids, this Kickstarter is for you. This Kickstarter is personal for me. Growing up, I had a little bit of dyslexia. And today, if my kids have dyslexia, I can make them an app to help them out. If your kid has a problem or is struggling in a particular area, chances are there are thousands of other kids with that same issue. If you solve that problem, you help thousands of other kids with that problem as well. Isn't that the best reason to produce an app or a game? If your kid is gifted or very smart, you can help them with their interests. If they are very interested in trains or dinosaurs, you can make them an app that helps them with their interests. Again, there are thousands of other kids with that same interest, and there is a big marketplace out there. Did you know that the App Store has a specific section that enables your app to be distributed to education institutions? You can't distribute your app to education institutions if it doesn't exist. This is your chance to get your app to the store to get that huge licensing deal that you've always wanted.
Whether it's paying for your kids' daycare or saving for their college tuition, building education apps is a great way to plan for the future.
Thanks for listening, and be sure to check out all the rewards in the Kickstarter. We know that if you pledge today, that this Kickstarter will change your life. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wave. Aww.